I was about to say good morning, but good morning, good evening, wherever you are, and welcome to another Reformer class. My name is Caitlin. We're going to be focused on our lower body today, although I love to sprinkle in a little bit of abs here and there. So we're going to start our class today side lying with some single leg footwork. So in terms of our spring choice, I'm gonna work off 2 red today. If you wanna challenge your clients, pop on an extra blue or a yellow, or if that is a little challenging, go for a red and a yellow. But otherwise, we need our foot bar up, a ball or a cube to rest our head under. We're gonna come side lying onto the carriage. I want you to shuffle your pelvis all the way to the back of the carriage. I want you to relax your underneath leg and create some space between your rib cage and the carriage by stacking your hips one on top of each other. Our foot is going to be towards the front of the foot bar. I've got my hand resting on my hip, but wherever feels comfortable for you. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, pressing heavy through the heels, driving, and then taking our time to bring the carriage in home. Good. Keeping that knee tracking with the toe. Good. Inhaling at the bottom. Exhaling as you take the carriage out. Good. Let's come in halfway now. Halfway. All the way back out. Draw the carriage home. And repeat. Out. Halfway in. All the way back out. Draw the carriage slow and controlled home. Good. Beautiful work. 4, 4. Good. And 3. And 2. Last one. All the way out, halfway in, and let's pulse here. Good. 4, 4, 3, 2, holding with the bent knee, extend that underneath leg long, and then using our inner thighs to draw the bottom leg up to the foot bar. Good, I know that quad is on. I'm feeling it straight away. Keep using that inner thigh to drive the ankle up. Relax that head for 2 and 1. Good. Stretch the leg and then bring everything home. Whew. Give it a bit of a tap if you need it, a bit of a shake out, and then we're repeating that in external rotation. So our heel is going to come up onto the foot bar, knee tracking to the toe. Again, creating space with the rib cage and the carriage by stacking those hips. Inhale to prepare, exhale, off we go. Let's repeat that series in turn out. Good. Only take the toe up as far as your knee can, and that's really dependent on the amount of turnout that you've got. We don't want to see that toe flexing right up to the ceiling if our knee is tracking forward. Let's bring in that halfway point now. Halfway. All the way out, back in, and out. Halfway in, all the way out, back home. Good. For 2 and 1, halfway in and pulse. Nice and little, only about an inch or 2. Use the breath. 3, 2, 1. Hold here with the bent leg. Extend the underneath leg long. Lift and lower using the inner thigh. Good. So your own tempo, really trying to stick the side of that calf or the ankle up to the top of the foot bar for 2 and 1. Good, stretch that leg. And then bring everything home. Good, beautiful work. We're now going to switch our spring and then lie back down to go into our glutes. You can either just flick one red off, so then you've got one red remaining. That's going to be quite tough on the glutes. Or if you'd like a lighter spring choice for a beginner client, you can pop on a blue and a yellow instead, which I'm going to do today. Pop your ball back down, laying back down. You're going to take your long strap, threading it through the top foot, just onto the arch of the foot. Relax the knees, one on top of each other. Again, creating space in the rib cage, and we're going to move into our bend and extend. So take the knee up and then pressing that leg long, aiming your foot towards the foot bar, and then only bringing it in so far as the knee of the underneath leg. So we don't want to see that strap coming all the way up here to the rib cage. We just want to see it stopping in line with that underneath leg. Good, into our bicycles, bend the knee, straighten it out in front of you, lead with the heel, sweeping it back, and then drawing the knee in again. Good, extending in front of you, lead with the heel, squeeze that glute, drawing it in. Beautiful work. That's it. Amazing job. All the way out. Good. Into our straight leg sweeps now. So we lead with the heel and then keeping the knee extended, sweep the leg in front of you, scooping the belly. Good. Beautiful work. That's it. Last 2. And on your last one, we're going to stop at a 45-degree angle in front of us, and we're just going to circle that leg. Good, for 3. Really little, about the size of an orange. 1, and then reverse your direction. Hang in there, I know those glutes are burning. 2, 1. Bring that knee in. Give the glute a tap if you need it. Whew. And then take your leg out of that strap, popping it back on to the shoulder pad. We're going to come up, and as I hinted, I love sneaking some abs into a reformer workout. So before we jump onto the other side, we're going to go into a small ab burner. So we're going to take off that blue spring, or if you are working with another spring, move to a yellow spring. If you'd like to really challenge your clients, you can do this on just a blue spring. Otherwise, what we're going to do is take that ball and we want to aim to pop it just below kind of where our sports bra line is, so that we can actively be sitting up and off it. Our bottom is on the carriage and we take our feet to the foot bar. And just get a bit of a feel for what this feels like. Our hands can reach forward or they can be behind the head. I'm going to take mine forward today, and I want us to start here in that abdominal curl just by taking a double leg press in and out and getting comfortable maintaining this position before we start to jump. Good. We're going to take one leg off into tabletop, and as we take the carriage in, one leg is going to go over the foot bar, draw it back to tabletop, and then underneath the foot bar, drawing it back to tabletop. Good. Over the top. Beautiful. And underneath. Making sure we're actively lifting as the abs start to fatigue. Keeping that tabletop in a right degree angle. Whew. holding it out. Swap those feet over, challenge yourself to stay up if you can, and then repeating on the other side. Whew. You're gonna get a rest in just a moment. I promise it's coming. We're not here for long. Knit those ribs, close the ribs to the hips. Whew. In 3, and 2, and 1. Take the legs together, coming in. We can relax for a moment. You can come into a fetal position if that feels best for you. Take a moment to pause. And now we're going to jump. If you have clients that might be a little bit uncomfortable or intimidated by jumping, you can otherwise challenge them by popping a lighter spring on, and they can repeat that series without jumping. Otherwise, we're going to maintain the spring that we've got, readjust our ball if we need to, and we're going to jump. So the hands can remain forward, and we are going to press through our toes, come away, and then bringing our feet back on. Taking our time here. I'm actually going to pop on another blue spring just for a bit more core support. Pressing away, pressing in, pressing away, catching ourselves and absorbing through the feet and the knees. Good. Your variation here is lifting one leg to tabletop. So lifting and then landing with 2 feet. Swapping to the other leg and landing with 2 feet. Keep that core nice and tight. I know it's probably burning by now. And we're going to finish with some crisscross. So as you take the legs out and long, we're going to be some beautiful ballerinas, and we're going to crisscross our feet. If you're in a lighter spring, you might want to aim to crisscross multiple times, but otherwise a front and back is plenty. So lifting up, hands are long, quick those feet and land. The further you jump away, the more time that you have got to do that crisscross. For 3, 2, 1. Whew. Alrighty, ab burner is done and dusted. Come and sit up. We're going to take that ball and we're going to change our springs back to what we had on the first side, and we're starting from our leg press. So we've got our 2 red on, if that's what we were working on. We're laying on the other side and we're repeating that series facing to the back. So we've got our ball on our headrest, resting the head and neck, shuffling our pelvis towards the back of the reformer, actively creating space between our rib cage by stacking the hips on top of each other. Heel goes onto the front of the foot bar, relaxing the lower leg. Inhale to prepare, exhale, taking the foot out. Good. Slow and controlled, drawing that carriage in. Temperature checking that alignment, that knee tracking over the toe. Good. Relax the neck and head into the ball, releasing tension that we might be holding in the upper body. And introduce that halfway point. Good. And all the way out, halfway in, back out again, drawing the carriage closed. Beautiful work. Lucky for you guys, you can't see my cringe face in terms of how much this is burning my booty. Alrighty, and holding halfway and pulsing. Good, 3, 2, holding there, bend the knee, extend the underneath leg and lift and lower towards the top of the foot bar, using the inner thigh to draw the leg up. Good, keeping that space here. Beautiful work. 3 and 2 and 1. Good, stretch the knee out and then bring it home. You can take a moment to tap out that glute, give the quad a rub, and otherwise we're repeating in external rotation. So now the heel will come on, toe goes up towards the corner of the room, creating space here by stacking the hips. Inhale, exhale, take that carriage out, and we repeat this series here in external rotation. Good. Inhale at the bottom, exhale as you press that leg out. And introduce that halfway point all the way out, halfway in, back out again, and then closing that carriage. Good. Whew. The quad is on, the booty is on. 2 and 1, holding here and pulse really little, just an inch or 2, lifting that knee up. 2 and 1, hold there. I know it's burning. Bottom leg out, off we go, straight into our lift and lowers. Whew. This is spicy. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Good, stretch that leg out. Draw that carriage home. Whoop, in a much more slow and controlled manner than that. Whew. Jelly legs. Alrighty guys, last thing here is our glutes. So we take that strap. But before we do, I got way too excited and those glutes would have been way too heavy. So we're going to take our springs to what we had on the other side. So I worked on a blue and a yellow. If you would like it to be more challenged, you're going to go on a red. If you need something a little bit lighter, you're going to work on a yellow. Last bit here, lying down, head goes back onto that ball, pushing that pelvis all the way to the back of the reformer, popping in that long strap on the arch of the foot, resting the knees for a moment while you fix up that alignment with the hips, creating space between the ribs, and then straight into our bend and extend. Good, squeezing those glutes and only bringing the knee in so far as it's in line with the underneath knee. Good. Beautiful work. Our target is towards the foot bar, into our bicycles. Bend the knee in, straighten it out in front of us, point the toe, sweep the leg back, squeeze that glute, and then draw everything back home. And again, extend all the way back. Draw the knee back in. Good. Repeating here. And into our straight leg sweeps. Extend the knee, hold it straight, leading with the knee, oh my gosh, leading with the heel. You can tell I'm getting tired. We're getting to the end. Beautiful work. Heel leads, point the toe on the way through. Whew, last little push. And then we're going to stop that leg 45 degrees in our peripheral vision. And then we're going to circle. Off we go. Really little. Deep breath in, deep breath out. 2, 1, other way. Keep lifting through that rib. 2 and 1. Oh, draw the knee in. Wow. Take a moment. Take that strap off. Woo. Long strap back on, calm sitting up. And let's finish with some front rowing. So we can leave that blue and yellow spring on. It's quite a nice happy medium. Otherwise, if you'd like a challenge in the upper body, pop that red spring on for me. Or if for any reason we need anything lower, we're gonna go with a yellow. So we're gonna hop up, seated now, into an L shape on our carriage, feet towards the foot bar. We don't need our ball anymore. We can pop her down. And otherwise, we're gonna start to work with the upper body for our final part of today's workout. So you're gonna grab your short straps. I want you to actively think about lifting the feet out of the well. As we get tired, they tend to droop and the knees start to bend. I want you to really pull up through your quads, pointing the toe, lifting up proud through the chest, tall and straight through the back, elbows tucked, palms to the roof, and we're gonna start with our offering. Good, we only wanna draw those elbows back as far as our ribs. Keeping the palms to the roof. Actively pulling up on the quad. Lift those feet out of the well. Good. Excellent. Now we're going to come all the way down. So leaning forward, take the hands towards the feet and then drawing the straps back, slow and controlled, sitting up into that L-shaped. All the way down. Hands towards our feet, coming back up at the top. Good. And down. All the way up. Good. We're trying to get 1% further every single time. Keep those quads lifted and the toes pointed. And our last layer here is to circle the arms. So we're going to come all the way down, sitting up tall, circle the arms around, bring them back into our starting position. And again, all the way down. Lifting up tall through the chest, neck and head. Circle those arms, coming back. Good. Beautiful work. Last one. And then we've got one hold to finish. Off we go. All the way down. Reach, reach, reach. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Always a good one for the shoulders and upper body. Taking those long straps back on just while we get set up, and we're going to finish with our feet in straps. So I'd like us to go a little heavier today just so that we're still working those inner thighs. We're going to pop 2 red on. Come lying back down. Laying down on the carriage, taking your long loops onto the arches of your feet. There's really no graceful way to do this either. Alrighty. Taking the legs long, and we're going to start with our double leg lift and lowers. So we take the feet towards the ceiling and we want to stop before we feel our pelvis lifting off. And then we're going to lead with the heels. Our target is towards the foot bar. Good. Point the toes back up to the ceiling. Keep those knees straight and then leading with the heels on the way down. Good. Just using this time to bring the heart rate down, bring the soul back to the body before you go on with your day. And then let's come into some froggies now. So we're going to externally rotate. We keep the heels together, our toes pointed out to the corners as if we've got a box in front of us. We bend the knees into a beautiful diamond shape. stopping with our knees, staying in line with our hips. We're not letting the straps pull us all the way back to our rib cage. Stopping here, and then again, our target is towards the foot bar as we stretch those knees long. Using the inner thighs to keep the heels together. Watch for flaring of the ribs here. Knit them together. Draw that belly button to your spine. Good. Squeeze the glute. And let's finish with some circles. So we're going to take the legs above the head. Open out wide. Use the inner thighs and heels to draw the heels together at the bottom, and then back up to our starting position. Good. Take your time with this. If you'd like to sit in that stretch with the legs out wide, if that feels good for you, take a moment there and then continue on. Good, we're going to reverse our way all the way down this time, opening up at the bottom, drawing those legs together at the top. Good. Last one. Joining those feet at the top, let's just enjoy a little hamstring stretch. If you're flexible enough, taking those hands up to the ropes, give them a little bit of a tug, flex the feet. Feel that stretch up the back of our hamstrings, our calf. Good. And then to give the quads a little bit of a stretch, I want you to lower one leg, let the strap take it back behind you so that you're feeling that stretch through the hip flexor and the quad. The top leg can be wherever's comfortable for you, bent and relaxed, bent parallel, straight up to the sky, wherever feels good. Couple of big breaths in and out. Changing those legs over. Upper leg swings back behind us, letting the rope take that ankle back. Relax the top leg wherever it feels good for you. Good. And then stretching those legs, coming out of those straps. Relax the feet to the foot bar. And that is another workout done and dusted.